or you change the mindset towards it. Two ways to be happy. It's either you change the situation or you change the mindset towards it. And this is not just another day, but it's another chance to make your dreams come true. It doesn't matter how bad was your yesterday. Today you are going to make a good one. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So whatever happened in yesterday, it had passed already. Now you have to focus on the future. Do not focus on your yesterday. All you have to do is focus on your future because it is what matters. Yesterday is in the past, and you have to focus on going ahead to make things possible is what you have to focus on. And also focus on yourself. Don't be deterred by what people say about you. Do what you can do to the best of your ability. Once you know that you are doing the right thing for yourself, do not focus on what people say about you. All you have to do is do what you can do the best for yourself because people will always talk. In every situation, there's going to be the good and bad side. So for that reason, you have to do what pleases you because there's just one life you are living. But what I can tell you this morning is that if you are doing what pleases you, make sure that you are doing it in the right way because what you do today will come up tomorrow and be able to define you. The little things you do today can define you tomorrow. If you are doing what pleases you and you are not doing it in the right way, then definitely tomorrow your future people are going to talk about the old you. But when you are doing what pleases you and you are doing it in the right way, it's a chance that you are going to get a very bright future. And this is how we would like to say good morning to the peace and the people of Liberia. Good morning, my friends. Good morning to those who listening to us via Facebook. Good morning to the 15 political subdivision. And this is how we would like to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning Liberia. And today marks the 25th, 26th of September. It's a very, very much bright and sunny Tuesday morning. We have the sun rising up this morning, and it's very nice to be in the second day of the week. Yesterday, we had a great presentation, and we are back at it again this morning, bringing you updates as it relates to national and international issues. So my name is Samiria Wawonla, and this morning I am here with Sam Andrews. Together we are about to make this place hot, very hot. So this morning we have our first topic here, and it says ballots are here. We have ballots in the country right now. National Election Commission says all set to deploy across the country amid concerns from political parties. And I'm bringing you this from the front page Africa. We have that on our talking points for today. And we will also analyze Ambassador Boaka's statement as it relates to what he said about Liberia. And also, we are going to talk about all of the counter views, all of those who talked about these trending issues, those who made statements on it. The president even made some statements about that. We will also discuss that this morning. And on the new newspaper, we have resting team, not rescue team. Somebody somebody was saying, it said are they rescuing the country or they are risking the country? It's one of the things that they were saying. So that's it for it this morning. We will get back to you shortly with all of our talking points this morning. If you are just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia. And if you are following us via Facebook, I urge that you share the live videos and be able to drop a comment. It will be read at the end of this discussion.
Our regional finance, the United Nations, we chose democracy as our path and elected the first post-war government, which was led by Her Excellency Madam Ellen Johnson. Salute. Your Excellency, I thank you for laying the foundation upon which we can now
Clarity. We want to make it very clear to Senator Prince Johnson that he's no longer.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back
this
to
place is interesting.
very interesting. Welcome back.
Everybody chipping in.
Yes, you can tell that the election is approaching. We have just few more days to go. And welcome back to Good Morning Liberia on Voice of Liberia with Samaria Wala and Sam Andrews. So one of the hottest things in the city right now is ballot box are here. Andrews, we
Yeah, the
have
people,
ballot
the
box
National
in the
Elections,
country.
the National Elections Commission will confirm that the papers came in on yesterday,
Mhm,
and they are in the three categories with different colors,
mhm,
and you've got a total a total of 3,402,122 already in. 3,403,208 papers for the House of Representatives.
mhm,
And you got 2,000 plus polling centers. But it arrived yesterday. The
mhm,
National Elections Commission had earlier talked about it,
mhm,
and on yesterday, the ballot papers arrived. Today, they are having a press briefing. They have organized update updating the public, a regular press briefing to explain a lot. But the arrival of the papers or the ballot papers, they confirmed it on yesterday. She said, Director Brown Lassanan, she took siege of it. She said that the ballots are currently in secure storage under the protection of state security.
mhm,
The deployment of ballot papers and other sensitive election materials to the 2,000 plus polling precincts nationwide will start in the next few days. So, few days from now, everything will be in place, and then on October 10th, the balloting starts. So, everything in line with the Constitution and the elections law. So
mhm,
the papers are in, just so you know that the ballot papers are in. So you can follow us live from the National Elections Commission later
mhm,
this morning, where the chairman of the National Elections Commission, David Etta Brown Lasana, will give a full briefing detailing on most of the issues where we are presently. When I say we, I mean the country, and from their perspective, they are also uncomfortable. I listened to one of her public addresses. She was reacting to what came from Senator Darius Leon. They had gone to a certain why they have not received a copy of the VRO yet, as the law requires that it be given to political parties. And according to him, she walked off their presence and he made some remarks that didn't go down well with her. And later on, she reacted, nobody come here with threat. Nobody is afraid of anybody. You want to do this, you want to do that. So I'm sure she will speak to that today. So
Yeah, because I'm also aware that it's not just today, but till election finish, there will
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
press
yeah, yeah.
briefing
What I'm
every
saying, yeah,
Tuesday.
she will insert that in her
Yeah,
address because it is very key. It is very key. The National Elections Commission is saying as neutral, and it is neutral. Moreover, its reputation is at stake in the situation, not only from an institutional standpoint, but individual. Their reputation as commissioners is at stake. Right now, the atmosphere in Liberia is volatile. It's a volatile situation we find ourselves in right now. The atmosphere is bubbling. Emotions are running high. Tension is at the fingertips and lips of everybody.
mhm,
People are down psychologically. You're hearing the various voices of electoral rigging, stealing, violence, the counter reactions. So their reputation, the burden is on them. But equally so, their reputation individually is of significant, is of prime concern. So that's what I mean when I say sure. I'm sure, I'm just preempting, I'm sure that she might say something to that because her reputation, as well as the other commissioners,
of course.
very, very key.
Yeah, and the press briefing will start at 11
Yeah, yeah,
this morning
yeah, 11.
at the National Elections
But
Commission.
just take it at 12 because
So
Liberian people want to say 11 as
that's the
well.
point. Once you say 11, it's
Yeah.
going to be
But it
12.
is 11.
Yeah,
That's what she said, 11.
so she's going to be addressing that, and she also said that the ballots they are in secure storage right now. They
Yeah,
are
sure,
under the
sure,
protection of
sure.
the state security presently,
It has
and
always been secure. We have not had in our country. I do not know. Probably it happened before, but I do not know as far as my history is concerned to have the ballots in the country and then it was tampered with. No, what we have always had going out is the sample ballots. The sample ballots, and she will talk about that today. The
yeah,
sample ballots where you gave to people to know how to educate their people on the voting, how they go about voting. But yes, it is secure. It has always been secure.
yeah, and she's going to be very strategic when it comes to that part because right now we are seeing too many warnings going on about the election. People are feeling insecure that they will be cheated. Though we have not yet entered into the election, but they are saying a whole lot of statements about being cheated. So she's going to be very strategic. Very strategic. I mean, when you come to that area, she's going to try hard to be able to
Yeah, I
do
think
what she can.
she will talk.
Yeah.
Most part of her address will focus on that because it is key. It
Mhm.
is key. She wouldn't have an address without talking about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you. We expect that she will talk about it and she might detail on it
Mhm.
because as much as the rest of the people or the politicians on the other side are reacting, they are the ones who got the final say in terms of the conduct.
Mhm.
So if they are receiving, if they are hearing of a possible cheat or rigging, then it switches to them. It switches to them. Then they will have to address it because the expression is this: vote rigging, stealing the vote. It's not to say that the ruling establishment will go and do the counting and count majority in their favor. That expression means that the Elections Commission will do it willfully, intentionally, unregrettably in favor of the ruling establishment.
Mhm.
So the burden switches to the National Elections Commission. So know that she will not have that address without talking about it.
Yeah,
What the politicians are talking about, reacting the way they are reacting, but she would say she will react to that from her from what she said, from the commission standpoint.
Yeah, sure, she's going to do that. So that's it. Ballots are now in the country and it's secure. You have the National Election Commission chairperson. She's going to be addressing some issues at 11 a.m. today to be able to inform the Liberian people about the ballots and also be able to give them assurance that this election is going to be a free, fair, and transparent one. So if you are following us via Facebook, I urge that you share the live video, drop a comment, and it will be read at the end of this discussion. So that's one of our key factors. It's about time that we check in on the papers. Yeah, we have the real newspapers. We have the front page Africa newspaper, the new news newspaper, and two others newspaper. Yes. So let's take this one from front page Africa. It says tragedy in Carwell. We saw what happened in Carwell yesterday. Um, a horse caught fire yesterday, and from what we inquire, the mother of the late Princess Cooper, she was somehow involved in that incident, and Liberia lost five citizens. Yeah, they lost five citizens within the fire incident yesterday in Cardwell. And the next one here says ballots are yeah. The National Elections Commission says or set to deploy across the country amid concerns from political parties. So ballots are now in the country for the October 10 elections with just 14 more days to the general elections. And from the new news, we have U.S. official expected in Liberia. So this official is supposed to come between the 26th or till the 29th. He's going to spend like 3 days here. But I'm going to bring you the copy of it and give you some reading from there. And the other one here says resting team, not rescue team. We are slums opposition. Okay, Gonglo releases platform. It says zero tolerance on corruption. And AFL against voting on facilities. Local citizens call for border security. So these are some of the trendy issues and some of the top headlines we have from the paper from my end here. Let's go over and see what we have from the other side.
All of the people are saying the same thing. The stories are similar,
Mhm.
if not same.
Okay. All right. So about the U.S. official expected in Liberia, let me bring you this year and be able. Okay. It says the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary for West African Affairs Health travels to Liberia. The U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary for West African Health, Marco West African Affairs, Marco Health, will travel to Liberia from September 27 to the 29, 2023. And his 3-day trip will focus on U.S. Liberia relations and Liberia's upcoming national elections on October 10, 2023. During his visit, he will focus on press freedom and countering disinformation, media empowerment, government accountability, civil society, and Liberia's democratic processes. Deputy Assistant Secretary Health will meet with government officials and civil society organizations, elections observation mission, media outlets, and press, U.S. exchange alumni, and U.S. diplomatic mission staff. He will also hold a press roundtable event at the U.S. Embassy. So we have people pulling in from various areas to come and do some talks on the election. And we have people giving their comments as it relates to what people have been saying about this election. We all know that we have been hearing statements from hardcore politicians and especially from the opposition unity party. And as Liberians or as media practitioners, we are there to preach the peace message within this country. So this official, he will be here to also talk about this information within the media sector, because whatever we say here will be out there to the common Liberian. They are going to take it, and some will start saying that yeah, from the radio. So we media people, we should be able to preach peace messages um and stop carry on false information, or stop increasing the tension as we get towards the October 10th elections. So let's take few voices from.
And before you go there, you talk about something very important.
Mhm,
And all of these wars that are taking place, the country will have to blame itself, or the country will take the blame. To put this in context, this whole stuff of what we hearing now, people shifting blame, people using words, people going back into people history, their past, the country nurture it. The country nurture it. This thing is not today. It started far back, and we saw that nothing happening today. I can tell you something that is a surprise to me. We talk about it. We talk about the time. We saw the signs of the time, and today it's happening. The country nurtured it from the beginning. Majority of the people, the politicians, the media people, civil society, and the rest, majority, I'm not saying all majority, they nurture it from the onset. You know why? People were excited from the beginning. So whenever you pinpoint and say, oh, this one is this, they say, no, you're leaving. The country, yeah, we can't talk about this. We can't talk about that. Your leader one. No, your leader person. Because they were on size.
mhm,
People would take to their international airwaves. They would make some outlandish comments. They would say some things. People would crisscross political lines. They did not realize the politicians too were lambasting here and there. Those small, small things we saw from the onset. Selecting here, if we're careful, we have elections ahead of us. It will start turning into something big. It's just like some of the movies that we watch,
mhm,
what the people, they will take an animal and begin to experiment, take it into the lab. And then at a certain point in time, it starts to multiply. When it gets so serious
mhm,
and spreads, then no way it overwhelms them.
mhm,
That's the show we are watching in Liberia. We should have started, I mean, should have killed this whole thing from the onset. But at that time, it was not important. Nobody was concerned about any part body parts from the onset. Everybody was good. Everybody was okay. Everybody was fine in the eyes of everybody. We reached in this time now and say, no, it can't be. As much as we are not in favor of whatever they are saying, we are dismissive of it. But we should equally look at how it all started so that we don't get it so serious and to the extent that the aftermath will even be worse. Yes, the aftermath. We got 14 days to go and we got 1 day to ballot. Right after that, we have an announcement.
mhm,
Whatever the disagreement, the law say you should channel it through the appropriate authority. First with NEC, if you're satisfied, then you go to the court. Beyond that, if everything settles, you know the difficult task that this country faces, and this country will live with grudge, hate, malice for years, and if even go into 2029, reconciliation, forgiveness, love. What you see happening is it's not political hate only. It's not It is not intellectual hate only. It is personal hate that has resonated, that has gone down with many people. At the close of everything, it is the challenge. If Barker will win, it could be a difficult challenge. If President Weah wins, it will be a Herculean task. How to get this country back? Because you know why? everybody now who firing the missiles here and there, they will now start to change. They want to change their shells, coming in a more unified, humor manner. The people who will be on the other side, you know what I say? God forbid, as you ever talk to Sammy, now she knows I remember when she used to go back and bring up my past,
Mm-hmm.
when she used to say, and people will live with already right now. People can see, certain people can see eyeball to eyeball.
Yeah.
Then imagine when the elections is over. So we give rise to it. That's why when something is happening small, small, you kill it before it grows. Like Bob Marley said, kill it before it grows. Because when it grows, when it starts to expand,
You won't be able to handle it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I just hope that it will remain this way intellectually and after the elections. But I think at this point in time, we have to start pacifying the situation. And like you rightly said about the media, if there is anybody, any institution that has the onerous or the responsibility to soften, to sift out the info,
Mhm.
that's the media
Of
in
course.
such a situation. Now, the politicians cannot be uh, flaming.
The station there already. Did the
Then the
media
media
too?
elevating,
They come and they just start
elevating.
blasting. They
Yeah.
just
So
blasting and claiming their
when a
political
politician
parties.
say you warlord,
Uh-huh.
then
All the radio
the media people
stations.
say you warlord.
Uh-huh.
So then what happened there now? The crisis ready,
Of
the
course.
chaos.
Hmm.
So if the politician says this man is a warlord, but I know that if anymore, we have a stable, peaceful, serene environment. So I say, Samira, or whatever your position now, I call you by that position. Because if the politicians say you're warlord, you kill 500,000 persons, then I come and say, yeah, you kill 500,000 persons. Then what am I doing? I'm exacerbating the situation. I'm elevating it. I've already taken side with either one of the parties to heighten attention. So you have to stabilize the atmosphere. When the politician said they make it 500,000, it's not you can take it as absolute fact and run with it too. No, look for
That's
something
the
that because you owe it to the people.
Yeah, that's how the media is nowadays. You have people just getting information and just disseminating it
Yeah,
any kind of
you
way.
will have that. You have that all over the world, not only in Liberia, Zambia,
Mhm.
all over the world,
But
all over,
you know the part about it,
all over.
they don't even dig deeper, right? They only go for as soon as they see it, they run to the radio and they start to explain it. Just the other day, we were on the radio and there's somebody called to tell us thank you for clarifying some kind of thing. He said that you heard it from one other radio, big radio station, and the person was on the wrong path. And when we read that document here, we did all or they're coming in and everything. They may call and say, yeah, thank you. Because what I heard on the other radio station, they may just give the information just like that. So it might be like that in other countries too, but I don't think
No, but
that they just run with the
that's why
information
it's
like
referred
that.
to as bullying in news.
Hmm.
If you are insensitive, politicians use you to achieve their aims. Politicians are very crafty. They're very cunning. They know how to do that. They feed on your insensitivity if you position yourself in in that state.
Hmm.
So if you are not keen to go beyond, then their bully work. So, but when you can fast check, when you can validate, when you can sift out the information, know what is consumable for the public and what isn't consumable, eh, that's where you people look at you and say yes. And that's the expectation that people have of the media right now. Listen to all of those international people. Who told you that they are not aware of what is happening in Liberia? They're not aware of these politicians' character or all of that. But the reason why they will appeal to the media because they have the responsibility. They can soften the atmosphere. They can heighten tension. So in this time, it's not about the politicians. No. And then President goes to a place, he talk, he said what he wants to say because he is a politician and a runner in the election. Joe Biden go on the other side, say what he wants to say because he is a politician and a runner in the election.
Hmm.
So it's not what they say, how they say it with India RAM. It's how the media will receive it and sift through it because you send it to the public, and whatever you give to the public, that's how they receive it. So
Oh.
in this time, it's the most critical right now. With these 14 days to go, that's the bubbling period.
So that's just it. But let's bring this forth, Andrew, from Joseph Parker, Ambassador Joseph Parker. Um, let's be able to bring that forth so that the Liberian people be able to analyze what he was saying. Okay.
You find it difficult to get, but we get it. Yeah, you get it later.
Yes, I'm kind of checking for it, but I am not seeing it here.
So with 14 days to go,
Mhm.
and many of them are crisscrossing. The, the reason I love it, I, I like how Musa Belete put it. Their launch on Sunday.
Mhm.
He said he coming from a cross.
Mhm.
He said, "Oh, sweet." I like
So so
to listen to that tape.
so
You know,
so he
you see
turned
confidence, you
he
see
turned
readiness. You see, he said, "The people,
so
the,
Sunday would be the ANC launching.
yeah." So
Uh,
he said, these people, CDC, United Party, they have always underestimated us. So that proved to the people. He said, after naming where his people will come from, then he said, he coming from a cross. He said, sea of masses. The people,
so
I will.
he will sweep them just like Tiago
So,
Gongolo will sweep them. So
so he simply said, he's having across. He bringing everybody.
so that
No, I like that. I like how you put it.
oh
The
yeah.
one that yesterday I was listening to it, just laughing. He said that you could sense the buoyance, the confidence in his voice. You can sense the readiness to pull the crowd on Sunday. In essence, to send a message that uh, Liberty Party, CPP, ANC, because that there are two Liberty parties. So his own is with ANC slash CPP. Uh, he said, he said, the people say he paper chairman. He only paper chairman, but they will see on Sunday whether he paper chairman or he's chairman.
Sunday they will be at the ATS too, right? You you have the Eric. You really I don't know. I really
I
don't
just
know.
imagine
Hmm.
Musa Belede say, I hope we can get it. It's there. I hope we can.
Yeah, yeah. I just hope that.
I like it. I like his zeal. I like his confidence. I like he sounds like
Okay, so let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Agree to find a way to collectively monitor our vote, protect our vote. The Unity Party has effectively shut that down by saying that it cannot be part of everybody's program. It has its own program, and that if we want, they can share the information with us, and they don't want to be part of something that all of the political party will be part of. Agreement that we signed, my people, the people of Liberia, is effectively shut down, and it has been done to by the UP. The reason why no movement has happened is because the Unity Party, they pump all this noise about who has the crap, who was the, oh, Musa Bere got all this noise about who has the crap, who was the, oh, Musa Bere got the paper, and Youngly and Dillon got the people. I want to prove that we have the people. And on Sunday next week, I will either prove that I'm competently and capably the chairman of Liberty Party or I'm chairman of people. Take the challenge. In fact, I requested, and the request has been granted. Liberty Party will be in green on the during the fixed day parade, and there will be seal of green coming from EW Junction with liability, Rugi Barry, Kuku Dobo, and Martin Kola, and they will join Charlene Bronskin at the Nigeria House to move me, moi, I move ability. I'll move from Freeport. I will clear the whole freeway belt. I will assemble them to the people, and I will create an intimacy on Freeport to draw in Johnson Junction, and then we will move on to the ATM from
Mm.
Freeport. I will clear the whole freeway belt. I will assemble into the Freeport, and I will create an embassy on Freeport to draw in Johnson Junction, and then we will move on to the ATM. And then we will know who owns green and who owns the breed here green. So I'm
Mm.
talking, it's been 2.5 years. People say, oh, you can prove it now. It's either they're right or I'm right. So we're approving. Take challenge. I accept it. I have the paper and I have the people. And I'll prove it. I'm guaranteed.
So
So
that's
that bring
that's it.
bring bring
He,
constitution.
yes, he said that he's going to see who really owns the real green because he's going to sweep it from Freeport and create a whole sea to the ATS there. So that's yes. I want to see how it's going to be looking like on Sunday. Like we said yesterday, the crowd business within politics is getting very very much interesting. Everybody want to pull up their own crowd and see uh how it will look on
because
Monday morning
they got the
because
crowd.
mm,
Because they got the crowd.
mm,
Every political party has its crowd, and CPP will pull up the crowd.
yeah, CPP is
The number may not be as magnitudinal as CDC Unity Party, but in my estimation, they will pull the number. It is also possible that they can arrive at that level of Unity Party and CDC, or even go beyond.
mm,
If the reality will present itself as Musability said, then they would swallow CDC and Unity Party crowd. If it goes as he said it, then they will swallow CDC crowd. But I do not see it. But
mm.
what I can estimate is they will pull a crowd. They will pull the number.
Yeah,
We just hope
CPP
that it doesn't rain like it rained on CDC Day, Unity
yeah
Party Day,
is
ACOP Day,
and
every other party day.
it's going to be October 1st. Yeah, Sunday will be October 1st, and let's see the amount of number they will pull up because CDC is not CDC, but CPP is another political party that's still branding themselves within Liberia. Their brand, they are still carrying on, they are still trying to brand themselves. It's not like the way how CDC and Unity Party is like. So let's see. They will put up crowds, and one thing I can say is that politicians they're going to do everything they can in their power to be able to pull up crowds because they have been seeing other political parties crowd. And I think that's one of the main reasons that they are going at the Antoinette Tottenham Stadium. If it had been at the SKD post page wherein they couldn't have some political parties couldn't have theirs there because of some renovation that's going on there. It's other political parties were going to carry theirs there to see which party really holds the crowd. Because when you see almost all the political parties going one area, they want to set that line.
The
And
size
I bet you that after Sunday, on Monday, the whole internet or everywhere will be comparing CDC crowd, Unity Party crowd, and that of ANC crowd.
the size of a place doesn't determine. No, the size of the place and the multitude does not determine absolute vote. What the determining factor is the commitment of the people, your voters. That is why when people talking about this person launching on Sunday, and we see how they will get a number, because Sunday many people will have gone to church, people going to their businesses, their other activities. The Sunday, whatever the day, it doesn't matter the day.
Mhm,
What matters is the commitment. It does not matter. The day does not matter. You can have your rally. We have seen people have rally not using Sunday,
mhm,
but every other weekday,
mhm.
the number, the number stood high, the
Even
number
Monday.
rose.
Mhm,
When NEC announced the election, they were one of the least.
mhm.
It does not matter the day. The size of the crowd does not really matter, but it's significant.
Very significant.
What is of prime importance, and that is what everybody looks up to. When campaign is over, the politicians are listening here and there. The politicians are asking the questions. They are making call here and there. They are very tight with the tight room, the commitment of the people. They want now to see who or how the crowd that they have, whether it's translating or translated into the number. And when it translates into the number, then it means that the crowd that you have, they show the commitment. That is why also I do not go with that scheme that the people, the important people, the truck people, people wore t-shirt, they went inside it. That's why the crowd got lash. No, if I am a politician, Sammy, I would never ever try on that. No, I would do anything and everything I can within my realm as a politician to flash out my manifesto, explain it good, and wait for the commitment of the people. So the size does not matter, the place does not matter. What matters is the commitment.
Mhm. So that's just it, and we are waiting to see what they will do that Sunday, and waiting to hear their message also as to what Alexander B. Cummings will be telling the Liberian people, as it
But he's
is
going to
what.
talk his manifesto.
Yeah, it's what because most of the campaign or lunches we have been seeing, they don't really go deeper with the speech. They just say a little because they feel that they have done their grounds
Is it
work.
wrong?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm trying to say that they feel that they have done
No,
their
I ask
grounds work,
you, I want your
and
opinion. Is it
and
wrong?
it can. I'm not.
What have you to say
I
to
don't
that?
want to say it's wrong because on that day you have people there pulling up in numbers and everybody there can just be happy. That day alone is like Christmas Day, I mean for that political party. So except from the field, you will have people in the streets from one entertainment center to another, enjoying themselves, singing their songs in pickups, in trucks, enjoying themselves and everything. So that day is for enjoyment, though, for that party because they feel that it's their holiday. So you, the political leader, if you go out there and decide to say something very long, it kind of give the crowd draws down the energy of the crowd. You just need to be very tactical and be able to say things that will move the crowd.
In few words,
Like, hmm?
in few words.
Yeah. If you was some of the things that you need to say, okay, so what are the pool crowds nowadays when you go up to talk?
No, I'm asking that the candidate
Mhm,
or the standard bearer
mhm.
just need to say in few words. The
Yeah, just few things like we have been seeing from the like of we saw
CDC,
CTC, we saw
United
Unity
Party.
Party, and Tier One, all of these parties. We saw them or how they handle their crowd and how they just lay or few things, say a few things to them. The important things is what you are to say to them on that day. Things that will move the crowd. It's not about how long it is because you had a whole campaign period to campaign from door to door and preach all of
When
your
it is
messages.
long, it becomes so boring.
Boring, yeah, it draws back the crowd because everybody will be kind of exhausted. Because some people even leave their house or people leave their houses with that energy. Some of them even walk from their house to reach to the field. Imagine that if you happen to stand there for all that long time,
But
again, it's something that
yeah, what if the reverse takes place? They left their houses of the expectation to hear the address in detail or near detail, and the candidate spoke for 2 minutes.
oh yeah, then they
Will
should
it have an impact on them on their long journeys, their time, their energy, the resources put into it?
it will also have it, but let's look at the condition. If you are on the field and you see that the condition that the citizens or partisans are in, it won't give the man longer time for him to be able to speak. Because at times, even if their political leader is speaking, whether they are hearing it or they are not hearing it, or they just feel like yelling, and chatting
No,
patrocrats.
but what we've seen over the time of some of the political parties,
Mm,
they were right from their planning, their organization, but from what we know of campaign official launch,
mhm.
it's when the standard bearer or that representative candidate or presidential candidate will do a summary. The official launch is to say
Mhm.
we are unveiling our manifesto.
Mhm.
This is our manifesto. What you have prior to the launch is the bits and pieces. Goes to this place, talk, your wife put some things together, cheer the people on, get the people believe in you. You go on the other side. So when you finish with all of that on your official launch, the people gathered in the hundreds, the thousands, the millions. They come with everything. They are not worrying about time. No, they are not sympathetic of themselves with less time,
Mhm.
but the curiosity to hear what their leader has for them, what he's presenting to them. He has or she has to do a detailed presentation. That what the official launch is to say that Sammy, here is the manifesto. Here is what we have planned or our plan. Now you can take it back to the rest of the people. But if this political leader will move in, keeping the crowd there, because in Liberia, they don't regard the crowd. The crowd assemble in an enthusiastic manner from morning all the way to the evening.
Yeah,
Sometimes the standard bearer will come in or she will come in 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5.
exactly.
So imagine the people gathered from 8 o'clock
Mhm.
to 4 o'clock, 4:30, they're there. They're not complaining of time. They're enjoying themselves, like you rightly said. They're moving around. They are patiently waiting. And you come. In the space of 2, 3 minutes, you address them and then you off. You know what you have done? You have you have stabbed them in the back. You did not do anything significant. They gathered there without complaint to hear a detailed presentation to give them a full insight of the manifesto so that when they go back now, they're crusading with it for the rest of the time leading up to the election day.
Mhm.
So I expect Cummings. I expect Cummings, and I sure he will do a detailed presentation.
Yes,
Like
and
we saw with Representative candidate Patrick Isma,
mhm.
he did extremely well. Even though his crowd was not as sizable as we see of the bigger political parties, he had a reasonable crowd and he gave a detailed presentation of his manifesto. At the close of the day, you never heard a single person complaining of time. You never heard a single person saying, we didn't hear anything on the major. Can you tell someone? You go, everybody got the message loud and clear. That's what you call official launch. So I expect Cummings will do that.
Yes, because Cummings is a man of time. Whenever he says
It's not
this
so much of
time,
the time. It's
he does
delivering.
that.
It's
I'm
delivering
I'm
a
coming to.
detailed manifesto.
Yes, I'm coming, and he's somebody who always when he go out there, what he's supposed to tell the crowd is what he tells the crowd. But on the other hand, too, Andrews, just looking at the crowds. What if the crowd is just too much that if you are talking, you can't hear yourself. That's another thing. I'm not saying that it was how JMB time was, but you listened to JMB. He never spoke for like 3 or 5 minutes. Yeah, it was just very short.
President Weah too.
Hmm.
Even prior to President Weah's address.
Exactly.
So you're talking, you inserting sound, and that's organization.
Mm.
I can tell you on September 7th, there was an organization. It was appalling. The president is about to arrive. The president gets into the stadium. The president takes the seat. The master of ceremony goes to the podium. Hello, hello, hello. Mic test. One, two, three. And we're saying that yeah, we're sitting with our boss, yeah. And then we're wondering. We thought it was on the other side. It was on the other side, but it was at the podium. And then it went for like 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Why the president is sitting?
So and the microphone, this is not the responsibility of the president.
Hmm.
No, I'm not putting it on the president because you talk about the crowd,
Yeah,
the
the
sound, people that are
sound,
here.
of course.
So that's organization. The campaign team, because they have money for it. when the standard bearer or the presidential candidate or representative candidate gets behind a microphone, as soon as the man say, let me use a capping line. If he went and say, Amanda, he's on the stadium, you know, where they will hear him loud and clear? People on Broad Street and hear that,
So it's the
Amanda.
sound you are talking
I tell
about.
you, the
But
system,
but
how you set up the system,
but
because you're dealing with multitude.
most often is not even like that because the sound, the speakers which they can have there, like from the podium to the back of the field, you can't even hear if you are the back
So,
of the
so,
field.
so, so you see, that's what I'm saying. So you organize it well because that is the reason why the people gather. Somebody way on Lane Street, the place may be packed, and he or she may not want to get into the stadium. People have their own problem,
Yeah,
their own deficiencies, medically, psychologically. So the person can say, "I will stand on a Lane Street Ministry of Public Works shelter and listen." So if they're in another country, you'll see that person standing there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what you will see that there were mount speakers
Mhm,
around.
mhm.
What the people can do, most of the party, they go to the begin there, they get there, $100, 150, they bring their PA system. So when the person comes to talk, then right there, they're facing wire too. Then they're taking one
Let
microphone.
me so
No,
let
no,
me
it can
just
be so
all right, go ahead, go ahead.
so, no, when we go out
They
to see these things, they can be so
like
interesting.
they love
Sammy,
to see the guests before they start to work. Then they
yeah.
act like they face it want to.
Sammy, you the guest now.
Uh-huh.
Y'all hold these two microphones. Those of you who following the live feed, you see, you holding two micro. Yeah, these are the two microphones, and you're using one. So you're talking with that one, and then they see that
Want
one you're
to
not sounding
touch
good.
them.
Then they give you another.
So I just want to link it to what happened the other day on our Independence Day this year, July 26th. So we went at the pavilion where the program, and guess what? That morning, people was just painting the front of the pavilion, all paint. The scent is all over. We entered and we saw people painting the front of the pavilion, only the front, not the back. Or whole country's independence. Some of these things, when we are talking to people, it just shows that Liberians, they are not yet ready. Because you know that your country's independence is coming, just link it to the speaker thing. You know that the person is coming to speak, or whoever, whatever political party is coming to speak. You have team for that. It's not the honorable
Yeah,
man
they
himself
have
that
money
will
for
come.
that.
Of course,
They do
money
it
is
along the
allotted
way,
for that.
and that is why nobody, except for the inner cycle,
Mm.
the rest of the people didn't hear Joe Barker. That's
Exactly.
rest. The rest of the people,
Even we were here for us to listen to it was kind of hard.
Joe Barker, Joe Barker is slow of speech. He's not the loud talker.
Of course.
Unlike his opposite number, President Weah, Joe Barker talks very slow. So with such a man, the PA system should be loud.
Very loud.
So nobody except his inner cycle, nobody understood Joe Barker. Nobody understood. People, they just saw people leaving the stadium and saying they stand up there and finish speaking because of the poor organization,
Of course.
the poor into it. So let's see how it's going to be with coming. When the multitude or the sea, as most ability will describe it, when they gather,
And sweeping them
they
together.
the sound should run. The sound should run something. That's why, because that's what it is referred to as public or PA system, public address.
And especially a whole campaign launch.
Exactly.
People are
That's
expected
it.
to get news from there and they
That's
can't
the
even hear what
feature.
you are saying.
That's the feature.
People left their houses to go hear what the political leader is about to
So
say.
you want in the other countries, you know what they would do? That ATS, they will mount speakers
All over
everywhere.
to the very
On
corners.
the outside, they'll
Mhm.
have people responsible for that to guide them so that they can't damage because of the crowd. They'll mount it outside. So right there. So what's going to happen to that broadcast? It's going to go far and wide. People will even be standing over the houses. People will be standing outside on the street, listening to that leader speaking. But most of the rallies I have seen, you only see the leader going outside, see the leader coming
Come,
in.
oh man,
The people
the,
don't hear. All the people
just
that stay outside,
it was
they
just the other day.
nothing.
What I was talking about crowd at the thank you rally.
Because crack and suppress
CDC,
sound.
CDC party here for sure. That thank you rally. From one stage to another, they threw me from the media stage up to the executive stage. It wasn't easy that day. The crowd. For you
So
to hear the only thing President we have to do was he walked up to the building there where they have the offices. He just stood up there and he was just waving. The crowd, people just pushing. If he's talking, people can't even listen.
crack and suppress sound.
Seriously.
That's why your PA system has to be very sophisticated. And you have money for it. Most of these institutions, like I said earlier, they just use it to eat the money. That's why most of the campaigns, the official launch, be so bad off, as we have seen over the time. It's pathetic. And in the people who are about to launch, they have to take into consideration because sometimes you can look at they don't follow each other. They don't follow each other. If XYZ is launching,
Mhm.
then I follow. Uh, I put my ear to listen to the address. I can't get the person
It's
who's
time to
talking.
put your
But
best
I
and
say, well,
pieces
I'm the next
together.
person I'm going to
Hmm.
launch. So if I be like this, the people will laugh at me and say, so let me prove that I have organization too. So I hope that they can do that beyond this point. Mount speakers around, pay for the thing, campaign and money. You want win election, you have to spend.
Hmm.
You have to put everything into it. Campaign and not joke. To win the seat, they're not play thing, they're not simple thing. You have to galvanize money and put it into it. The people who are responsible for publicity, they run that publicity. The people who are responsible to set the PA system, they set it up and that PA system be effective. The people should not use one mic. You see, MC using one MC use the
The
mic MC
same mark,
using
yeah, it's
that
the
is
same
same
mark
mic the standard
the
bearer
Tina
planning
Barrow
to use.
will come and
No,
use.
the stand-up bearer should have his mic should be different. Her mic should be different. As soon as that stand-up bearer takes that mic, you know what the mic can be? Right side. Right side of the person. I don't much about like but I'm telling what I see in other countries.
Mhm.
The mic right side of that person. Once that person, when the time reaches, you see the person takes that mic from signing. It's not the person. Right there, sometimes the person will not go to the podium. The person just stand right over there. Amanda, the voice all the way on Broad Street. Every surrounding and
Just,
adjacent area,
just,
the people hearing it.
just, you know what?
People on the bypass, they're hearing the sound. Some
Anyway,
since
you
since
know
of
that
rallies.
the things that one that I can listen to whenever the president is addressing the nation. That part because all of the radio stations in town can be carrying it. Look, if you sit Central Monrovia, you will be hearing that echo. You kind of hearing the
And
sound.
what other
The
besides
radio
besides
stations, you
that,
just hearing it. I'd be like, I
yeah,
can really
it's
admire
true.
it. At that time,
It can be so
the
unique.
country can be quiet. I
Thank
don't
you.
know.
That's
The
that's
country
why
can be
I ask
very
you.
quiet
It's
when
the
it comes
second
to that.
feature. Very quiet.
Wow.
Everybody listening.
That part gets spirit. It got real
You
spirit.
never get in a
What?
vehicle without hearing it. Every vehicle you get in,
Oh,
you're walking along the
the
line.
country can be, and the road can be clear. The road is just. The other day I was walking in the street. The day the president was addressing the nation, just on January, I was walking in the street. So, normally the way you see people going by their normal business on the streets, it's not like that. The road is just kind of clear. You just in one, and whenever you see a person is walking, he has his phone
Small
to his
radio.
ear. That's the sound we want to hear from your political
It's like,
rallies,
yeah, you want to be
right?
president? you, see,
No,
you
after
see
that
the
part,
video that goes with
mm,
it?
that part
When
I
you're
really
talking,
enjoy it.
when you're talking as the leader, as the
Mm.
president, everybody comes to a standstill. Once that national anthem, when the national
Oh,
anthem starts to
that,
play,
that part,
everybody.
that part is so unique,
That's
so
the
so
three.
so much unique.
Those are the three features: the
Mm.
national anthem, the what's the first one you name?
The state of the nation address,
No, the features, the national anthem, and then
the
there's
choirs,
quietude, and everybody listen.
they're
Those are
listening.
the three significant
Everybody
features.
listening. They want, and the part about it is that some people they are listening to be able to take the notes from there. They take the sense for themselves. Some people are listening to criticize tomorrow. Like I listened to the address. He said it when he was not to say this. He was not to say that. And some people are listening just because of the way whoever president she talks or he talks of the
Yeah.
way how or Ellie Johnson address her people or whoever addresses their people. That is why some people are listening. So you have people listening for different reasons. But that part it can be so unique and
So
like
I show Cummings once ability is there. Ability is a unique guy.
mm,
Organization is associated with him. He has always loved perfect organization.
mm,
His reputation, he can't play with it. So, coupled with what is happening now, so he's saying Unity Party, CDC launch, uh, the two obstacles ahead of
yes,
them.
the
Moreover,
parties.
moreover, another thing as I try to analyze it, that allowing responsibility to put more organization, if not perfect organization, but near perfection into it, the internal rift.
Mhm,
Yeah? You heard him?
mhm.
He said, the people say,
I don't know. We should take it again.
I paper chairman, but I will prove to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he will put every organization, he's putting every organization into it so that their address, because everything comes under the microscope. Everything, every little details matters in politics. Everything. We talk about CTC rather analyze it. It's being analyzed internationally.
Of course.
UP rally came up
Mhm,
domestically, it was analyzed. It's still being analyzed internationally.
of
So
course.
Cummings, a reputable figure along with Bility and the rest of the people, they are about to have their launch. So what happened? They're going to come under the microscope too. And with
And
Bility,
Cummins is well known internationally.
yeah, and
Mhm,
with Bility, very buoyant, confident, wants to prove a point
mhm.
with that internal wave that is
Let me.
he wants to prove a point. So he wouldn't sit there and see his leader struggling to speak through or by the microphone.
One,
Uh,
two.
yeah,
One,
he
two.
will,
You can hear
he,
me?
he will want he will want he will be proud when coming straight to the podium that the first two three words he utters or will utter
Go
will
out there.
go will resonate
Mhm,
as well. Yeah, that's solid. So when I say organization, that's him. He will do everything I show. So I don't think we will see the what we saw from CDC and Unity Party. Honestly, to close up on this, Unity Party and CDC, they did not put organization into their rally. We didn't hear Joe Burger. We heard President we heard just few words and he was over. Joe Burger already, the people know that
mm.
Joe Burger has
Joe Burger
the
was
so
very, 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 very
even
much. I don't know.
if you use the chest pin, it'll be all right. At least the sound will come out small. The
Mhm,
chest pin is that which you put right here, but nothing like that. So at the close of the day, what did they do? And this is what most of the parties don't do. Sometimes you wonder what happened with the media people,
mhm.
what happened with the strategic team. The statement is prepared. The statement is prepared. That's why I tell you that a campaign launch is a detailed statement, but it is a summary. So as soon as the person finishes, what happened? It on the website, it on their Facebook page, it everywhere. So those who were unable for whatever the reason did not go to the rally or did not follow, they go there and see the statement. But they don't do it yet. They don't do it.
Mhm.
American elections coming up. Other African countries.
At
Watch
times,
it.
the
You'll see.
statement can even be shared to media houses. Mhm,
You say that that statement is already prepared.
mhm,
So what the person is presenting is a summary of the whole manifesto. Because if the manifesto is about 1,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 pages
mhm,
of paragraph, you can read all that thing. It will be too boring.
mhm.
So what they do is they synchronize. They put it into a nutshell, a summary. So the person goes. So it lasts for between 10 to 15 and most
15.
20 minutes.
Mhm.
Now that's long time there for the people to hear what they were assembled for.
Very long time.
Very long time.
So
It was
that's
just live minute your time. Unity Party put their own.
It
CDC,
is.
CDC immediately put there on the executive mansion WhatsApp, but then CDC, the executive mansion, the president's office.
No, okay. So currently, Samuel Tour is that the state radio that is ELBC at ELWA Junction, and you have group of people there, and it says that they protest at the ELBC radio premises. I don't know for what reason, but you see them holding their flags, and he Samuel Tour name is mentioned on it. Why this morning they have
That's
different
democracy now.
journalists and
Once they holding their placards and they're not infringing on people's
yeah, you
rights,
just have
they're
other media
conducting
houses
themselves
conducting interviews.
appropriately,
Yeah.
fine.
Hmm.
So
I
they
think
send
they
a
are
president.
waiting for him.
Yeah, he
Hmm.
will address them. He hasn't shied away from the media, whatever the issue, he addresses it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's it. We open the phone lines now so that we'll be able to take calls. So you can call us on 0770907907, 0880907907, 0770907907, 0880907907 to be able to make your own contribution on Good Morning Liberia.
And there's this one that is being reported that the Supreme Court has ordered criminal court C to initiate a comprehensive public investigation into allegations that the Solicitor General of Liberia, Yanti Tuan, tampered with the panel of jurors, assembled to hear Shalom Musu's murder case.
Hmm.
Associate Justice James Etowolo Colley, who is the justice in chamber, granted the request from defense lawyers representing former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott and several other family members for a full scale investigation into the allegation of Twan's interference with the sequester jurors. And he went there, and so it's being suspected that either he must have said something or he must have given certain things under the law
Hmm.
as solicitor general, even a lawyer. Uh, so that party or to that case can temper led to his suspension. And the chief, the justice in chamber, James Etowolo Colley, has ordered a full-scale investigation because it borders on the reputation of the judicial sector of the
Hmm.
country. It's a U.S. Solicitor General. Your movie there reportedly is being reported allegation, but overall,
Hmm.
you can.
Sure. So keep calling us on 0770907907, 0880907907 to be a part of this morning broadcast. We have been talking on our different political parties as it relates to their various rallies that they have been having. And we are yeah talking about it this morning, and we also throw light on the CPP rally um, that will be September 1st, October 1st, I mean, this Sunday. We also throw light on it as to how it's going to be there in terms of the sounds, looking at how the CDC, the Unity Party rally was like, and comparing it to this coming Sunday rally, how it's going to be like. So keep calling us on 0770-907-907-0880-907-907. And we also have the ballot box in the country now. Today will be a press briefing at the National Elections Commission at 11 a.m. And Madam Deviata Lassana Brown is going to be there addressing field matters as it relates to the country. But let's go over to our Facebook page and be able to get a few comments from there and see what the people from the Blue app is saying. Lucien L. Kamara, he says, watching from Necklin Street. Lord Gillette says, watching from my CDC Political Intellectual Forum in Sano County Electoral District number 3. And Asu Comment says, I'm following from the National Aspirants Council of Liberia. Ruben Cannon says, I'm following you from Gandersville. Veronica Saki says, I'm watching you from Makipi County. Needlewind Community, Roberts Fee, Howard. V. Mohammed Sharif says, Good morning, VOL. I'm watching from South Korea. And then Papi Keita says, Good morning to the voice of Liberia. CDC, Papi Keita from Tukot Road. Calvin Doe, he says, Good morning to the voice of Liberia. I'm Calvin Doe watching from Caldwell. And then Haji Man says, Good morning, VOL, and the peace loving people of Maryland County. I'm watching from District IT, Montserrat County, at my business, but politician turned businessman. And Abraham Dulles is thank you guys for the hard work. Thanks to you or who dropped your comment, and thanks for watching. Always share this live video, and your comments will be read at the end of this video. So I just that's it about the ballot boxes that arrived into the country, and it's under tight security guard right now, and we are looking forward to the October 10th election with just 40 more days to the election. And people are still campaigning. Currently, you have the president, that is Josh Manuia, he's in Lofa County currently, and you also have other political rivals in different counties trying to get to the indigenous people to talk to them and be able to spread their campaign messages around. And you have people in Bone County, in Nimba County. I'm told that the president is expected to visit Nimba County too. The vice president visited. Okay, let's take this one. Good morning.
Morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
morning.
Good morning. Yanima, where do you join us from?
My name is Lawrence Toba, and I do join you from my residence in Johnsonville.
Go ahead.
Thank you. We are ready. The CPB are ready to take over the entire city also.
She left the line. So keep calling us on 0770-907-907-088-0907907 to be a part of Good Morning Liberia broadcast. So the vice president, Joa Howard Taylor, she visited Nimba County, and the president is expected to visit there too. And when she visited, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my dear sister. How are you?
I'm okay. Yanima, where did you join us from?
Well, thank you. This is the people's governor. Folks talk about this governor. I'm so Isaac. I join you from my comfort district from the Oro.
Okay.
Members of the Respond and Defense Team, Proper Defender. I want to say this, as we gear towards the election, while our religious leaders and other religions are praying for this nation, the peace of this nation. Those people that want to come to power by all means, we understand, the bitterness within some of them and the way they're so serious and eager to get to power. Be careful when they statement. 18 now is tax of just thought that it was something that the public never knew about, and the public were coming debunk some of those statements that the way he was that pastor, and to quench the fire down small. But now instead of that, what we hear is so opposite. We beg them, we take God to beg the election.
Okay. We never even talked about that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yanima, where did you join us from?
My name is Lawson Pine,
Okay.
and I call from District 8 in Monserrato.
Go ahead.
First of all, let me condemn any form of violence that may come in subsequent time after the election or before the election. But let me say this to you. Look, if somebody say, if you kick me or if you slap me, I will slap you. Why running with it when you know that you will not slap that person? When you know in your mind that you will not slap that person, my sister, why be afraid? Why? Thank God you say we have 14 more days to election. Where is the final voter roll of this? Oh, so the media, you guys are not concerned about this thing. You don't know that when this thing happen, it can bring problem in the country, especially in the election thing. Why you guys not talking about it? Why are you guys not discussing the particular thing that the nature man is doing? Should that become problem in that lawyer? That somebody statement you won't be carrying around, flying with it, but the nature man is behaving, the degree of which he's behaving. So you're not seeing it to yourself, you're not seeing it.
Okay.
You think about it, you'll be not seeing you there.
You've
These
made
are
your
things.
point.
These are things you guys have to be discussing. You're not discussing it. Oh. You're not discussing it 3 years old. Time comes small, small. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You made your point. Okay, so keep calling us on 0770-907-907
He's right, but he has an anomaly. His error is I don't want to believe that he had been following because a voice of Liberia will speak to that. We have told the National Elections Commission that it is wrong. What the law requires, you ought to do it. Voice of Liberia spoke directly to that unequivocally because that's what the law provides.
Mm,
So if he's saying that, then it means that the radio stations are many now. So probably he's just doing it this morning, so he's not aware. But if he had been following Voice of Liberia broadcast, he would not have said that. So no, my dear brother, Voice of Liberia has spoken to that. We made it clear to the National Elections Commission that it is wrong. The law provides that you present copy to them. They are stakeholders. There are a couple of things they have to do. The law provides the time frame, and they have to operate within the time frame.
mm.
Because it is not happening within the time frame, so they are uncomfortable, and they are right.
Hello?
Okay, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
This is John, the picture speaking of this photo.
Okay.
You know, for the voter rule, I think the election commission the last time, the lady said the white one in pretty school was going to be out. But we're talking about using affinity language and the one the man want to be careful there. The way he addressed people for all, what you think they people running. Nobody running with anything here, but the same thing go there and today, and people lost their father and their mother. So we're not here for one old man who already lived in level and for 80 years to come and threaten people's life here. So you should post up to that. You show that maybe the 2005, 2011 water election or the cheater they do that. Why you get here? You stop it and start using opinion language. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where do you join us from?
My name is Abin Dana and I call for the UN Drive.
Go ahead, Avi.
Well, let me appreciate for the money for the people talking point and also let me appreciate Almighty God for pumping breath into us, our first leader.
Okay.
And my sister, we expect Honorable Brother Imam Parker to be preaching for Captain Lesson like this is a thing that President Eddie Johnson said he was doing for the past 12 years, but this government came and left out of it. I want to consider this statement. But the this kind of state like bro, or we go to the end, it's a statement I said that in my own self. So why would they say man make me kind of a statement? I need you supposed to be the one to step in from the moon. I said that that's correct. Now go to the election. Who win the election?
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. This is DJ Lemon, chair of administration about our today.
Okay.
Look, if I got my chicken, and then I tell people, say, I come out in a community, I say, anybody see my chicken, would you let me? If you see my chicken, you got anything to tell me that. If you now roll, Honorable Water is a peaceful man. 2017, we're here. He said, not because of me, what state of black will block will be fed on the library, on the ground here. We saying this thing, we hear this teacher say, I can have a case, and I even look for one. They are saying the same thing of this one, that 2011 with Woodley. We see the election, whether we win or we win. Then we got election commission and put up also up to this and they are not covering it. Let them be able to put it up. I will verify the for me and put it to the war. What I put in back with them, we got up to 2 weeks of the election. You put it up there, put it with them and put it the way I'm going to do. That means I deny. That's not a form of taking election. So
Okay.
this thing, we should be clear here.
Thank
When the
you.
election
Morning.
yeah, good morning.
Morning. Your name and where do you join us
Good evening.
from? Your line is bad. It's freaking true. I'm not
And
getting it.
but there's a
Your
yeah,
line, your line is freaking true.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so you have to change that location and go through your course. We are still taking calls. You call us on 0770-907-907, 0880907-907. So be a part of Good Morning Liberia broadcast this morning. And if you are just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1. Currently, we are on the program Good Morning Liberia, and we are broadcasting to you from Capital Bypass this morning. My name is Amira Wawala, and we are at it this morning. So about the photo role, Andrews, I think you are coming in on that. I tell you, that.
That's what the law provides. That's what the law says. And she will address that. She ought to address that. Yeah, she must address that because that's what the law calls for.
Mhm,
It's not something personal. She's not rendering favor. She has to make it clear. And you, Lloyd Scott, he was here yesterday, the campaign chairman for Lino.
mhm,
And that question was asked him. And what did he say? He said he hasn't received it. Lino has not received it. But what did he say? They were going to check up with the National Elections Commission because time is running out.
mhm. That's just it. The art of prophet, and I guess she will address that too today. Good
Hello?
morning.
Yeah, this is John so calling from 17.
Go ahead.
The party rolling with the voters. We ourselves too, our party, which is CPP with us, they was one project for us. They're going to quote. Let's put that if you feel that, what was going to now before you left. So anything that you feel that you're not satisfied with, go to quote. That was, then protest them because something done. That is still protest you want to continue. So we're begging there. Let us wait for time. The lady will come up with it. That one is the end. Everyone, yeah. Because the children
Okay.
city life until they won't be as fair. They want to be as fair. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for putting through your call.
But the people concerned is legit.
Mhm,
They are unhappy in sentiment because they do not understand this whole thing. There's you got two sides here.
mhm,
One side will just see it from the surface, another side see it from as it provided by the law.
mhm.
Hello?
Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking that way in the back. I'm admit, the other, one of the other from the other council, but GMB, but the statement that actually that took place, youth, the self-harming, actually, I mean, they need to start thinking otherwise, but I know that God will make the election because we want for all of us to work in unity, togetherness, and peacefulness. So I want to tell you all of us, even the journalists, that we all should take care to have the election to be fine and unique. I thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for putting through your calls. So you call us on 0770-907-907-08880-907-907 to be a part of this morning broadcast here on Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. We will take a few more calls and then we move on to our next segment for this morning, which will drive us home this morning. Again, the number is to call are 0770-907-907-08880-907-907 to be a part of Good Morning Liberia this morning. Good morning. Morning. Yeah, yeah, why did you tell us from? Okay, that person left the line, and quickly and shortly, we are told that Immigration Sandoz chapter has arrested 6 Ivorian in Farmersville community and are currently or going under investigation. One of our correspondents they just sent that in, and we will be calling his number shortly. That is Puaka Kamara to talk to him, what's happening within Sano County or within the Farmersville community this morning. So let me see as to if I can get him online this morning so that be able to talk to him. But you can keep putting through your calls on 077090790708880907907 to be a part of this one. Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Moscow. It's Lawrence Papa from Johnson here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was saying, Sunday will tell who will have the first time victory comes with working.
Oh, okay.
Because the CPP, we are ready
Mhm.
to lock down the entire Liberia.
Yeah, ready to put up crowds in.
We are ready to lock down the entire Liberia. If you ever listen to Chairman Bellet yesterday, he said that what people are doing now, people, right, will bring people from the grave. People will rise from the grave by Sunday.
Mm.
And
I mean,
we will not,
you don't bring, mommy, what's on this? What's here? We'll pick
we
you
will bring Mami Water, we'll bring Papi Water, we'll bring all of the water.
up. Good morning.
We are going to bring Mami Water into God's
Good morning.
we'll bring Papi Water to all of the water.
Yes, good morning.
Hello?
You are live. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah, no.
Morning.
Yes,
Uh, you are on the line. I don't know what's going on with your phone. I think it's your phone that is giving the problem. So, see people said that they'll be what time Papi was saying to us on studio. I don't know why why they will be doing that. Well, we will be here to see that. We'll be looking up to you guys to see that on Sunday. Let's get Buaka online and so that he can be able to tell us what's going on from that end. Okay, while we are getting him. Good morning.
good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where the HNS from?
Good morning.
Good morning. You are live.
My name is Dero just Rihandu. When I do join you from my Jersey residence.
Okay.
Look, let me tell you something, yeah?
Mm.
I listened to Senator the other day. Senator is like, if you see him, how when he has still the labyrinth from money, he and the job we are man. Please leave Joseph for this man alone. And the next is the other Lasana. Please, let should do the needful. The labyrinth are no longer stupid. We are ready, we are tired, we are resolved with the way administration. The other Lasana, do the needful. Do the needful. I'm done, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for putting through your course. And if you are just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1. And currently you are listening to the program Good Morning Liberia with Samira. Let's talk to this person here. Good morning. Good morning. Waka Kamara, how are you this morning?
I'm okay, are you?
We are good. We were told that the immigration standards chapter has arrested 6 Ivorian in Farmersville community. Can you please give us update as to what's going on there?
Yeah, but you come in program just out of network. So I think you called me on my orange number. I think it's speak much better.
Okay, then you just text the orange number to my phone. Okay. Okay, so shortly we hope to get Waka online so that he'll be able to tell us what's going on from that end. So he'll be able to tell the Liberian people what's going on. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Peter too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, from this evening.
Okay.
One fellow there left the line to see the father minister and the president. Why you get for the court? Did he show that the father minister stole money and the president stole money? Then you go to court. You start from what a filing for FPNC. Then you go to FPNC where we are watching with the fine for them. There are two errors. Why you just go to filing today? So you got to follow for that one part going for the father minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You made your point. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Your phone is actually giving problem. Like I'm getting the echo from your side. If you are calling, you walk away from your monitor and be able to place in your call peacefully. So we are still taking calls. Call us on 0770907907. 0880907 to be a part of this morning broadcast. We'll take two more calls and then we call it a day for this segment and move over to our next segment. So we are hoping to get Waka on the line too to talk to us about the incident in Farmersville community. Okay, so I think this is how we call it a day for this segment. Let's take this short break, and when we are back, we will start our.
Fraud. Because what you are saying now, if you determine that there is fraud, even if the rest of us don't think that there is fraud, you're going to bring war on the streets. Oh, well, well, that. I'm begging you. You don't deserve that. You can't afford that. I'm asking our people to be reasonably or responsive to review.
Okay, so like I said, welcome back to Good Morning Liberia on Voice of Liberia 14.1. I'm trying to get Waka Kamara on so that he be able to bring us updates from Farmersville. Good morning. You are live on Voice of Liberia.
Oh wow. Okay. Let me say good morning to the many listeners.
Okay, so give us update as to what's going on in Farmersville community.
Well,
We
thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was on yesterday around 3 o'clock. A group of unknown individuals, that is the LIS, the Labrador Immigration Services, arrested 6 unknown abhorrents
Mhm.
in Palmersville community at about 3 o'clock yesterday. Which of course immediately we went at the office, but then the immigration said they won't be able to talk to the press because they are being guarded and they are being headed by the county attorney. Because mind you, the county attorney is the head for all job security within Sino. He's Councillor Daniel Tiki Boy. So what we're getting and intelligence we're getting, the 6 person from Ivory Coast, and then he came to Liberia according to what we gathered to Liberia by documents that which of course is called the lesson passé,
Mhm.
and that which they lasted for 30 days, and the 30 days had elapsed. But then when police called to the head of the head of the LRS in China, but then he said he won't be able to talk to us in detail because they are investigating as to whether how they came into the country and what have you. So he directed us to the county attorney. A place called to the county attorney. He said I should go back to them to talk with them. It's a matter of mercy that they talk
So
to.
so why they arrested him?
Well, they came in the area because they said that documents were expired.
Mhm.
So for that reason, they arrested them and they want to know if where exactly they from and how exactly they came into the country. So we tried finding from them from the LIS, but then they said they won't be able to give detail of the information because they are still investigating as to whether how they came into the country. So, as a matter of fact, please go to the county attorney who's responsible. But then the county attorney said, yes, it is true, he will get the information. But then he are not getting detail on the story. So, immediately after he had after for the work out, he was here best to get to the office. But then he gave the permission and then he called the head for the immigration at the office to also give detail on the story he arrived.
Mm. So you people saw the lesson that they said it was expired.
Well, actually, we don't lay ask they don't give the documents to us. They only say it, but then they don't give the documents to us. So this morning, I'm making all effort to see how best I can get to the office and then to see how best we can get detail of their particular story.
Okay, okay. So anything you should keep us updated. We will call you tomorrow to be able to get more information as it relates to that. Thank you.
Thank you, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's it. You heard it for yourself. People arrived into the country and they said that their documents are being expired and they are now undergoing investigation. The immigration Sanos chapter has arrested 6 Ivorian. They are Ivorian in the Farmersville community, and they are currently ongoing investigation. And there was Waka Kamara who just talked to that issue, and he's one of our reporters there, and he's going to be updating us about information on that story. So let's go over to our next talking point for the day. We know that we had seen on the media that one Jessica, she she was a person tried to kill her. A man she termed as her husband who paid her dowry, a white man. He tried to kill her. And story that we gathered was that this man is married in America. He has his wife with in America. But then he came down as a missionary and he tried to kill Jessica. He went to the family and he did out of the diary payments, he gave 150 United States dollar to the family as her dowry payment. It happened together. But then um Okeke rather saved Jessica's life. She and the white man was on his car and going at the Bandersville area where Jessica explained that she and the man got in the car and they were on their way. But then she told him that she wasn't feeling or faring well, and that her stomach was hurting. He gave her pills for her to take. But just before that, he told her that he wanted to urinate. And according to Jessica, he stopped and he urinated and he got back on the car. They passed Patience shop in Bandersville. Going forward, he started to show her cemetery and tell her that in America, people go there to, sit and lecture. And she told him that she don't want to go there. And when they went in front to where they have bush, he said that something was happening to the car tire. So she got down and he told her help him help him with, I think, schooling or something, to do something with the tire. So when it happened like that, he took something and knocked it on her head. But according to her, she said that she never felt anything on her head because she felt it was the tire that burst or the school that she was turning. Something happened to it. But then he knocked it on her head and she fell. And he started to choke her. And she started to fight by saying, leave me, I'm okay. She felt that he was trying to help her up. And she said it was because of the tablet or the pills that was given to her earlier. It made her that she couldn't feel anything. So last week we had people protesting for Jessica because this guy he tried to kill her. And currently, as we speak, he was sent to court so that this case be investigated. Uh, the Supreme Court and whatever actions will be taken later. But it's something that we should be able to talk about and look at. Is not only politics, but we should all also be able to talk about some of these human interest things because everyone lives matters in Liberia. Yeah, so it's not talking about politics every day, but it's also talking about some of these human interest stuff so that we're able to inform the public about it. So that's just it in the life of citizens in matters. And we are looking forward to see that he be prosecuted for what he did because he attempted to kill that girl. He wanted to take her life. For what reason or what purpose, we don't know. But we are waiting to hear him because even when the incident happened, we went to him to acquire information and he told us that he never tried to kill us, that it was some boys who tried jumping on him. I mean, he even took his United States dollar from his pockets and all of these things. At the time, Jessica was not able to talk. But then later on, when she came to herself, it was how she explained the whole story. This just shows that we Liberians too, we have to be very careful as to what we are doing or the people around us. Because if your own husband can try to kill you, then it's something that you should be able to look at and know that you just can't trust anybody, especially a foreigner coming to this country and try killing or Liberia is something that we look forward to the persecution. And Liberians as a whole, you have to be careful as to what you do or as to who you go around. There's no one to trust right now. Somebody who you taking to be a husband, you people lie in bed together from morning to nights. They try killing you is something that you shouldn't take lightly. And it was just God that sent that driver and he came over and he helped her because I was told that he took stick and he ran to the guy while he was trying to cut off Jessica's throat. Imagine trying to cut off a person's throat. I was told that he took stick and he went there. It was how he saved her life and the white man ran away. Yeah, so it was what happened. So Liberians, we have to be careful as to who we go around, and we also have to be careful as to what we put our hands in because there's no one to trust now. If somebody's husband can try to kill them, it's something that we should be able to look at from another angle and be able to. My own point there is I want to get details as to why he decided to do that. They have taken him to the Supreme Court and they are going to carry on the case. But I need the answer to that question. Why? We should know why he decided to kill a person that he paid their dowry. Why? That's the why is the intention. Why he's really trying to do that. That's one of the key factors that we should be able to look at. Why they are going to prosecute him because after everything and after all of the rulings, the hearings and everything, I think that he's going to get persecuted. So that's it. So that's it. People, if you are just coming in, this is Voice of Liberia 104.1. Currently, the program Good Morning Liberia, and we are on it this morning talking about what happened few weeks ago as it relates to an attempted murder on the life of Jessica. And we are here to talk about it that the life of Jessica matters a lot. Why must a man want to kill this girl? Questions that people have been asking. And people have been protesting because of this, going the streets and saying that Jessica needs justice for what's going on. And she and her family actually needs justice. You cannot have somebody from America coming down here who has his wife in America. He comes down and pay another person's dowry and at the end of the day try to kill the person. Because if that guy was not going to be around, the keke rather, if he wasn't going to be around then, but now people are wondering how this person died. And he could even be sitting there and saying, I don't know how this thing happened, or I dropped her off because the explanation he gave to the media is very different from what the Keke boy explained, from what Jessica herself explained after she got strength to talk or after the nurses got through working on her, the information that she gave. Because imagine this man was in his living room crying, explaining to the media at a certain point in time, I even wanted to believe it, right? Because the statement was not coming from Jessica, it came from the Keke rather. So when he was crying, explaining that, and being a missionary, somebody who is into church business, the Baptist people, and all of these things, looking at you, he cried so dearly, explaining that the people tried to attack him. It was how Jessica told him that he should leave, that she know them, and everything. And they even took his money from his pocket. It's something that coming up with this statement from Jessica saying that he actually wanted to kill her and he meant it to do it. He was in his sound mind and he wanted to kill this girl. It's something very terrible. He should be interrogated and asked why he wanted to do that. Why would you want to kill or marry him? Why? What is the problem? What she did to you? These are some of the questions we should be asking. So that's it, people. We we are here and few minutes from now, we will be opening the phone lines to be able to interact with the public as it relates to this matter because he's now being carried to court so that they be able to render the final judgment. What your views matters on this, and also we Liberian young girls, you have to be careful. You cannot just see a person today and you start to believe them and go into them. Some of these people, the heart of a man, you don't know it is desperately wicked. Some of them will come around just because they want, or they will do you favors, they will buy you the drinks that you want, do everything they can to be able to get to you. Look at where the incident happened. Not even out of Monrovia, right in the city. It was where it happened here. It's something that we have to be careful because if that Keke guy was not going to see that man doing what he did to Jessica, but now everybody wondering, the family members they are wondering, and that man was even going to be there with them crying just like the way he cried on the video, on the live video, saying that he don't know what happened, like he's not in the know of it. You try to kill a person and you cried desperately, like you don't know what happened till the person came up and explained it. Some of these things when it happen, we don't know. Everybody blame it on the government. There's another there, but there's another there, but I mean, I can say yes at times because I feel that is This government regimes, whatever happens within this government, it will be blamed on the government. But some of these killings that go on within our country is not specifically government officials that can do that. Like the public are always saying, they don't have evidence to that. But whenever they see their police, they say, oh, it's the government that killed these people. Look at Jessica. Her body was going to be lying there lifeless. And people are going to say another thing that going on in campaign period, whereby this guy who killed this guy, he's not even into politics. He did that out of his own selfish gain. He was going to kill her out of his selfish, that's being evil. That's the work of being very evil. You say that you're in church or missionary and you are trying to take somebody's life. Is that what they teach within or your church? Is that what they are teaching there? It's something that we should look at, and or it was God that brought that up, because if it wasn't going to happen like that, if he was not going to be seen, people would have said that it's some of the politicians who worry about big space, they are the ones who want to, take lives and be able to win their political gain. So, Liberians, we have to open our eyes to some of these things. We have to know what's going on, and we look forward for that man to be persecuted. And I've been hearing people saying how the kids, he will go to America and, he's not going to go to America to be persecuted from that. He have to be from here, of course. And women, we have to take this serious because it happened to one of our own. So women, we have to be very, very much serious on this matter. We have to get in the streets. We have to go to the court and you do it in a very peaceful manner, right? You are not going to start to disturb things out there. You're doing a very peaceful way. You put your placards so that this situation can be handled properly. Because they wanted to take a girl's life. That's one of the things it makes people just feel that we women, we are just vulnerable. They just do whatever they want to do to us. They feel that we are vulnerable because you are going and pay a person's diary. At the end of the day, you carry them to somewhere else for you to brutal them. Is that how vulnerable we are? Is that how men see us outside there? For what reason will you do that? So that's just it, women. We have to take this seriously. We have to get in the streets, because if we don't do it now and this matter gets worse, we don't know. Maybe there's another Jessica's murderer out there. It was this man that was being brought to the scene, right? It's either we have more of them out there, because looking at the dead bodies that we see in the streets on a daily basis, people do it for their own selfish gain. At times, it's not even politicians. So this is just one. So we should be able to talk about it. We should be able to push this so that it cannot repeat itself. Let's start taking calls. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where do you join us from?
Good morning. My
Good.
name is Rogers Riandu. I do join from my Jersey resident. So sorry to hear this.
Mm,
So bad. What baffles me is that this young man is also a missionary.
mhm,
A missionary.
mhm,
And let me say this. This is a time we need to understand the justice system in Liberia. This man must not be sent to America to be prosecuted, but within Liberia, because this is where the crime was committed. Thank you very much. I hope the president listens to this, and I do believe he has sympathy, and I do believe he will work on this one. The justice system, justice must prevail. This man must be prosecuted within Liberia, not in America.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, my dear.
Thank you. So you can start calling us on 0770 0880 Again, the numbers to call are 0770 to be a part of this broadcast. This is something that we should be able to talk about and be able to call on our justice system and be able to call on the president to be able to look into this matter, because it's not something we should take lightly. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good
Yes.
morning, ma.
Your name and where do you
Yeah,
join us from?
this is Prince Polo calling from SDR.
Okay.
Yeah, Jessica says, we thank God you people are over there, give us the information on a daily basis, and we are knowing what's going on.
Mm,
And I must commend you for your
beautiful speech this morning, saying that it's not all the activities that carry on handled by politicians only. Even we, the civil people, we, the business people, mercenary, we are inside. But now, to the issue, this guy is not attempt to murder an American woman. It's a Liberian woman, and we
Mhm.
have laws in this country that penalize people that attempt to do that. So both of them should be judged here. If America have interest, then they will support him in the process. But I suggest they should be judged here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So that's it. Keep putting in your course on 0770-907-907. Liberia is a law-abiding country. We do everything by law in this country. So I believe that the law is going to do what it's supposed to do in this case because it's an attempted murder that we are talking about here. It's not something easy. He was actually cutting off that girl's throat. Morning. You have to walk away from your monitor.
Good morning, moderator.
Morning.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. My for me, the first thing I will emphasize on is that the boy who intercepted the action of the murderer, the
Mm,
attempted murder. I believe in every country where a citizen carry on this kind of a duty, he should be awarded. So I call on our President George Manning, we are to award this kid.
mm.
Hello?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
I'm
he should
getting
be
you.
awarded with a brave man award. That's an award for him.
Yeah.
We will not sit down. I'm a strong supporter of this government. He should be awarded. And then if we come to American citizens, let us not criticize our justice system. No American citizen can be judged outside America, whether we like it or not. Thank God this girl, I don't know whether she's alive. If she's alive, we thank God for that.
She's
And we will
alive.
be vigilant in our country. Thank God. We'll be vigilant in our country and we'll continue to be vigilant. Liberians are vigilant people. That we will take note on his how you call his ministry, he guided him for me. So thank you. Let the boy be awarded by the Liberian government. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you. So the girl is alive and he actually tried cutting off her throat. If I show you the picture of it, you feel really bad. If that guy was not going to go there by now, she's not alive because he tried cutting it off. And this person that we are talking about, his name is Lucas Richards. A missionary from America, Lucas Richard, somebody who came down to Liberia to be able to encourage people into Christianity, somebody who baptized people. He was cutting off another person's throat. How wicked is this world? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm in my recording from Stanley.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the problem with that issue, if I was the justice minister, I won't have touched that case because it's already confirmed. So that guy, he made it do that. They have been confirmed already. The woman was approved it.
Mhm.
And the Kevaro, who was the girl for Jessica, approved of it. So I must just say they have to be judged before they send to send an email to America. That kind of issue can happen in the people country
Mm.
that they will allow you to go against their citizens by slaughtering them, then they say to judge you when you are guilty before you should be sentenced.
Mhm. Okay.
So that is that individual has to be sentenced for what he did.
Okay.
He,
Thank you.
he was not a missionary, but he came on a mission that because the ask that they say about Liberia is a free country. So they just grab in the country and do what they want to do and take that.
Okay. Thank you. So
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 thank you.
so that's just it. We need justice for the victim, Jessica Lord. We need justice for Jessica Lord and also Lucas Richards, the man who tried to murder that girl. He have to face his sentence here. Everything have to be done here. You see how evil is the mind of a human being. People see him as a missionary who came to encourage people about Christianity, see talking to people about God, all of these things. At the end of the day, he's in his little corner, in that dark corner, killing people. Who know how many persons he have killed? That's one of the questions Liberians should be asking themselves. How many persons? It was just Jessica when I was brought to light. But who knows?
I don't think that he will be tried in Liberia. He's under the custody or in the custody under the jurisdiction
Why?
of the Republic of Liberia
Mm.
because uh, for now it's within the domain of the country.
Mhm.
The government responsible for his protection as the law provides until um, all of the legal remedies are sought out. Many will think, and they right to think that way, but I don't think he will, because Liberia and America does have a bilateral extradition treaties.
Mhm.
Um, eh, just a little uh, info for those of you who are curious. Uh, just the status first. Just the status first. Treaty signed at Monrovia, November 1, 1937. Senate advised and consent to ratification August 1, 1939. Ratified by the President of the United States August 30th, 1939. Ratified by Liberia November 16, 1939. Ratifications exchanged at Monrovia November 21, 1939. Enter into force, that when it comes into full effect.
Mhm.
November 21, 1939. Proclaimed by the President of the United States November 30th, 1939. The Treaty of Extradition between the United States of America and the Republic of Liberia. The United States of America, just bits and pieces.
Mhm.
The United States of America and the Republic of Liberia, desiring to promote the cause of justice, have resolved to conclude a treaty for the extradition for fugitives from justice between the two countries and have appointed for that purpose the following plenipotentiaries: fugitive from justice, people who are on a run, or a person who on a run. That if a person commits crime and runs to America, the treaty is saying the agreement between us, given the nature of it, that person, America can send that person back.
Mhm.
If the person committed a crime and he's wanted by America, she's wanted by America, and surreptitiously came into Liberia as per the treaty, the government here will go through all of the diplomatic processes or
Mhm.
bilateral processes and send that person to America to be tried under the American law. So what are some of those things? So, what I'm trying to say simply, if you look at it carefully, then you know whether Lucas Riches can be tried here or on that side.
Mhm.
But it is an established fact that there is a bilateral extradition treaty between the two countries. So, these are some of the things. One, murder, including crimes designated by the terms patricide, personing, and infanticide, manslaughter when voluntary.
Mhm.
Two, malicious wounding or inflicting grievous bodily harm with premeditation. So the situation with Jessica falls, or Jessica and Lucas situation
It
falls
falls
in
within
this
that.
one.
Mhm.
They want to listen again. Two, malicious wounding or inflicting grievous bodily harm with premeditation. That means you decide to do
You
it, you
decide
plan
to do
it,
your
and
way.
you get into execution.
Mhm.
Three, rape abortion, carnal knowledge, carnal knowledge of children under the age of 16 years. 4. Abduction or detention of women or girls for immoral purposes. 5. Bigamy. 6. Arson. 7. Willfully and unlawful destruction or obstruction of railroads, which endangers human life. 8. Crimes committed at sea. And other crimes committed at sea. A. Piracy, as commonly known and defined by the law of nations and states. B. Wrongfully sinking or destroying a vessel at sea or attempting to do so. C. Mutiny, riot, or conspiracy by two or more members of the crew or other persons on board of a vessel on high seas for the purpose of rebelling against the authority of the captain or commander of such vessel, or by fraud or violence taking possession of such vessel. D. Assault on board ship upon high seas with intent to do bodily harm. 9. Burglary, housekeeping. 10. The act of breaking into and entering the offices of government or public authorities or other buildings, not dwellings, with intent to commit a felony therein, robbery. And we can go on and on. Forgery or the utterance of forged papers, um, perjury, they have all of those, all of those. So you already have that, yeah, the treaty is in place. These are some of the provisions by which a person, by this, the provision say, oh, okay, send a person over. The man, the American citizen, he committed this in your country. And by our law, this man should be tried on our soil.
Mhm.
Or the extradition say, given the nature of the crime committed,
Mhm.
Liberia is over to you. You can try him under your law. Whatever the sentence, you will have to go through it. So there is already a bilateral treaties there. So the line, the one I talk about, their situation falls into it. Where is it? It's two. Under Article 2 is line 2. Malicious wounding or inflicting grievous bodily harm with premeditation. Premeditation.
Mhm.
So the treaty will look at it and say, okay, Liberia given in nature, you can try him. You can like he in is in under the custody now of the country or
Then you
in the
prosecutor
domain.
understand?
So they can say, okay, term of court, November, like it is set for November, and then they will look into it, and then the trial will say the man will go back and he will be further tried on that
So,
time.
so the thing is the way in which Liberians look at it, feeling that he's supposed to be tried. You know, there where the
No,
go easy then
it
comes
is not
in,
the
right?
way in which Liberians look at it. It is the fault. It's how the governments in the past have tried.
Exactly. So it
America
was where I was coming, right?
America has never ever wanted their people to be tried on another soil. America is more patriotic and nationalistic. They got the existential instinct to
Mm.
the extent that they should determine, they should do everything, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them. Those who will have problem with it, no, they ought not to have problem with it
So this
because
particular
when you sit on the table to put pen to paper to put
mhm,
document together, everybody, if you have 10 persons around the table, each person, Sammy, has a hidden intent.
mhm.
you will only see the literal intellectual side, but it's the side, there's the hidden intent to dominate. There's always the domineering instinct. So if you are not sensitive enough, as you sit around the table with your colleagues, you're going to be bullied. Most of the treaties, Liberia is bullied. Liberia is the one who is suffering the odds. So they will say, no, 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 no. You can do. Right now, the government is very careful. Government is very, very careful right now. Take the situation with those guys, the maritime officials. Now, if we had a strong treaties with those people and say, okay, the situation, the crime like this, it has to be. So you're going to bring those Liberians back in Liberia and try them here. But most of the treaties enter with other countries, except for few. Most of them, they are against Liberia. It's all because the people who sat down at the time allow themselves to be bullied because they weren't far-sighted. They weren't thinking futuristically as those people were thinking. So anything Liberia is just powerless, just to the bulldog. So okay, we have to let it go. We have to do it this way. So America never ever wants.
So it's
So,
something, my point there is something that somebody that they had agreed upon since that
but
document
they
is there.
treated this is a treated
It's what I'm
before.
saying.
This is a
So
treated before me.
others,
So when they said the second line because the story said he took a wee ring.
yeah.
He took a wee ring.
Hmm.
So he's of age. He is not out of his five senses or wasn't, and
Mm-mm.
still not out of his five senses. He was normal. He knew what he was
Was
doing.
doing.
He knew where he had influence how to go. He
He even
knew
gave her pills,
everything.
everything.
So that's premeditation
Of
right
course,
there.
of course.
And he took, according to what we are told, he took lethal weapon. A wearing is a lethal weapon. A wearing can kill.
Hmm.
Any lethal weapon can kill. It can stop human existence.
Hmm.
So that was premeditated. The intent is malicious to inflict. It was premeditated with to be what the other word they can use. I'm trying to figure out some of the words they can use. I like how the police can use those words. Yeah, body they have all kinds of stuff. So their situation falls in line two of this treaty.
Yeah.
So we have to see now whether that this treaty has exceptions. Yeah, it's just the introduction of not going down, but you can see from the introduction that the likelihood of Lucas being sent back for further trial on that side is very
It's
is
what
very real.
it's what
The
I actually
possi-
been hearing.
the possibility of him being tried,
It's
yeah, is
it's
slim.
just slim.
But what's going to happen is with the lawyers they know it best. They know the law best. But I don't think that most of them are convinced that the trial will be done here. America always wanted people say that was citizen.
So for an example, now if such thing was going to happen in America with a Liberian, do you think that
They,
that person was going to be trying?
but take the examples of the ones that you see on that side. The people
It's
the guys who sat down at the time, they made a couple of mistakes. Even in our
that.
constitution that we have, you see too many errors there. And now they're realizing. So it's going to be that way. They have this treaty between them. This is why sometimes when these guys do something, particularly American, they don't worry much. They don't worry, or except in extreme case, except in extreme case, that means the government of Liberia can look at the situation, given the gravity of it, and say that this man will have to be tried on our soil. They can take exception. Listen, you can have a treaty. It is a law,
Mhm.
eh? But a law, in my opinion, may not be absolute on this, but it cannot be binding so much so in a certain situation because we have seen it with other countries. They said, no, we got a treaty, yes. But given that this situation is like this person will be tried on our soil. And they will go through the diplomatic strugglings here and there. What happened with our guys? That's a classic example.
Mhm.
You know how many times our government yet try and try. What did the Chinese government say? That they will be tried there,
Yeah,
and they are still there.
they are still
And they
there.
went through a fast track. I consider a fast track court process. And what happened? They found them guilty, and they sentenced them. They are in jail right now.
Currently. So it says just going to be like that, just like that. Other Liberians they don't know this particular thing, right? So they'll be kind of taking it harsh, saying that Liberia always be Liberia. Why will something happen here and then the government will take this man and send this man back? Most of them they don't do the reading to know that this thing it was something that was already established from the beginning. So you have to go in pathway. They don't know. So it's why you see them, they'll be always be in the street saying that the government are supposed to do it and this, that, but there was a law already signed for it. It's something that we ourselves we should be able to understand and also be able to put everything in place to get a better Liberia. But Andrews, actually speaking, what that man did, it was very terrible.
And the
Very terrible.
people try to put it on two things, on two factors. I think they ought not to go there. One, relationship. There is no specific place to get a relationship, be it man or woman.
Mhm.
There is no meter to determine a good person and a bad person. You can. Nobody has meter within them or meter all on the wall or microscope to determine a good woman and a bad woman before entering a relationship. Everything on earth, Sammy, is a risk. Everything. That
Exactly.
is why only one thing that is hovering all of us, that's grace.
Mhm.
People have looked at a person and say, "Oh, don't go to that person. Don't get in relationship with that lady. That lady is a bad lady. That lady did that." And when the person went there, everything turned out to be good,
Truthful.
and vice versa. So the lady, that what she saw, she developed love for the man and went through. Whether the man has another relationship in America or not, that's not the issue yet. Then they try to put it on religion. There is nowhere in the Bible and in the Quran and other books that said that everybody is perfect, nobody has evil intent.
Mhm.
As a Christian, I don't know much about the Quran, but I think I have few Islamic friends that sometimes run through the Quran. I know that it speaks of, or it speaks of people of hating intent, of evil intent, and a lot more. I do know as a Christian, the Bible speaks to that. Jeremiah 17:9. What did God say? The heart of man is
It's
desperately
desperately
wicked.
wicked.
No one can discern it thereof except the Lord.
Mhm.
So you will not know the person intent. That is why God said that I am the only person who knows. You and I sitting in this room. We only see each other by structure.
Yeah,
But you
they
don't know,
know.
I don't know your heart, you don't know your heart.
Mhm.
But only God in heaven knows. So what the men say that if you want to do anything, if you want to get into any person's life, or you want anybody to come into your life, then you bring it to me. You pray to me. Then I will show you it by dream, by revelation, whatever. But it's hard to determine from a human perspective that a person is good or a person is bad
Bad.
on a God.
Yeah, yeah, it's
That
something
is
that
why we need not put that on those two things. What we have before us is the intent, and that is where the law is focused. The intent. A citizen of this country.
why? Yeah, what was his
Yeah.
intent?
So
It's what I'm saying. I really want to get his
there were.
reason. Yeah, but on the other hand too,
But you
Andrew,
can't rule that out.
on
People
the
will talk about it.
yeah, on the other hand too, the Christianity aspect people talk about it was what I was talking about. I said like you don't know who the person is. Some people just hide behind these things. I'm a Christian. Some people hide behind it. But deep down, you don't know what is going on. So, like you said, you can't question it though, but it's something that people hide behind. It's why I kept saying I want to know his
Yeah, but
reason.
everybody, but he's not the first person pastors The pastors are into
Mm.
them. Pastors
Mm-hmm.
have murder.
Of course.
People accuse pastor. Pastor go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor says things. Pastor cause stir all over the place.
Sure.
There's you guys. It's not to say because you are a pastor, so it means that you are exempt from evil, or evil is not going to befall you, or you can orchestrate evil.
Mhm.
No. So it's not about the person being or Lucas being a missionary. It's about the intent of a missionary to murder. And the very Bible forbids that he preaches forbids murder.
Of
So the
course.
law comes in now to side with the Bible to look at the intent,
Mhm.
because nothing and nobody operates in a vacuum.
Mhm.
Everything happens intentionally. When it is accidental, there is a cause. When it is intentional, there is a reason for that
Sure,
intentionality.
sure, sure. So that's just it. And one thing I captured is that life itself is a risk. You know where my heart went when Andrew said that? My heart went to the taxi we ride every day. We ride motorbikes, we ride taxi every day. We get on that taxi, not with the intent of having an accident, I mean, but then life is a risk because on that taxi you might have an accident, but still you have to ride
You
the
don't know what
taxi.
lies ahead of
That's
you.
another thing,
Everybody
when
crisscrossing it right now, moving
when
all
you
over. People
said
in
it,
plane, in ship, in car, walking by line. And nobody knows. Everybody moving about with their expectation.
like
But
you,
only God knows.
this one, it really, really cut my heart. Seriously, like we ride even the plane that we get on. We don't know how they fix the plane, but we are in the air. But then we own it. We
Like,
say we're going.
this morning's example. We come in, the driver, he just, well, as soon as we reach Johnson Street, he just went through the intersection with us lane, and this Jeep too just came with heavy speed. It was just inches between us. So you see, so hard. I knew that I was going to do that. I was going to say that,
life,
but
life,
nobody knows.
life is
That
a
just risk.
complete risk.
I mean, we
Seriously,
go moving
thanks for
along.
that one. And of course, life is a risk. This is how we call it a day on Good Morning Liberia. All thanks to Denti Weah, he produced this program, and also to DJ Secret in Makipi County, Kakata Telecom Community. He made sure that this program was aired there, and that is Voice of Liberia 89.7. And so I see you tomorrow morning at 7:30. My name is Emiria Wawonla, and I was here with Sam Andrews. And this is how we call it all day on Good Morning Liberia. But just don't forget to always keep this nation peaceful because Liberia is all we have. Liberia is our common denominator. So definitely we have to keep this peace.